a possible break in the case of missing Utah mom Susan Powell. Officials in Utah are now investigating a set of human remains found in an area where police say her husband often visited. CBS News contributor Hattie Kauffman has more.
While searching the rugged Utah desert, police made a gruesome discovery.
Our cadaver dogs were out searching, were out looking, and did come across human remains.
What authorities now hope to find out is whether those remains belong to Susan Cox Powell, a married mother of two who was reported missing in December 2009.
At this point, we don't want to jump to conclusions and say that we've made any kind of a positive identification, because we have not.
Powell's husband Josh said he took the couple's two young sons, then aged 4 and 2, on a midnight camping trip when his wife disappeared. He spoke with CBS News last month.
In retrospect, you think about how bad it looks that you left the house at midnight with the two boys.
We've gone out and done things like that before. Sometimes we go out looking for rocks.
Were you looking for rocks that night? Was that a rock hunting trip?
We just were playing.
One report said it was a blizzard. Nobody goes camping on a blizzard.
Yeah.
Police have never charged Powell as a suspect, but he's remained the lone person of interest in the case.
Do you have anything to do with her disappearance?
No.
Did you kill your wife?
I have never even hurt her. People who know me know that I could never hurt Susan.
Powell and his relatives suggest Susan may have run off with another man.
How is you coming here helping to find Susan?
And heated confrontations between the in-laws led a judge to issue a restraining order for both sides. The families now await results from Wednesday's discovery in the desert, where investigators will continue their search for evidence today. Hattie Kauffman, CBS News, New York.
Joining us now is Susan Powell's father, Charles Cox. Sir, good to have you with us this morning.
Good to see you.
Give us an idea. I know that you have been contacted before. I know there have been searches before. This search is taking place in an area about 30 miles from where your son-in-law said he took your grandsons camping on that night, and an area that Susan is known to have visited. Does that say to you that there's anything different about this search?
The area is different, yes, that's something, but also in this case, this is a place the police are searching based on the information they've had before, and as a result of their investigation. This has always been an area they said they had wanted to search, and it's been on their list of places they wanted to search. So that makes it different.
Mm-hmm. It's been on the list, but any indication as to why they are searching it at this particular moment? Has there been some new information?
Yeah, police have reportedly said no, there's no new information. This is just one of the places that they felt they needed to search. And I think the opportunity of the weather and manpower and the prioritization of their list, that this has just come up at this time.
Your daughter's been missing for almost 2 years now, and as we mentioned, you have had calls before from authorities telling you they're going on a search. When you get those phone calls, what is it like for you?
Well, the first ones were very traumatic, and now this is like the 5th or 6th time that this has happened, and now it's kind of, I know that I have to be patient and wait for the police to come up with really what is found, and do the forensics and things like that. So, but you always wonder, is this going to be the time? Because we've lived for almost 2 years now with the phone on at all the time, and every phone call is, who could that be? Could this be the one? Maybe they found my daughter.
I know you've had some confrontations with Josh and with his family. Last month, a restraining order was issued. You and Josh, Susan's husband, have to keep 500 feet apart. Have you been able to see your grandsons at all over these last couple of years?
Well, in the very beginning, Josh allowed the grandsons to come over for a visit, and for Christmas and then New Year's. And then one time after that, a few months later, that we saw them. But basically after the Christmas second visit and New Year's, the grandchildren didn't want to go home with Daddy, and I think that bothered him. So anyway, no, we haven't seen him after that. Basically it's been less and less interaction with us and the grandchildren since then.
All right. Charles Cox, appreciate your time this morning, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a bit earlier this morning, Josh Powell and his family released this statement, quote, "With very little information available to the public, we can only hope that additional information is released quickly to minimize heartache to those of us who love Susan. In the meantime, we continue to hope for Susan's safe return."